the full-fledged systems that communities like Greater Lawrence can afford, because I would be willing to bet that, I don't know, I'll pick a number, 50% of those kids are government subsidized lunch programs.
We're talking about that at
And,
the...
you know, ours are 1 to 2%.
Right.
And that is the primary difference between the finances of school lunch programs. There's a direct correlation between how much government subsidy you get and how easy it is financially to run your program. As I said at the outset, our program is solely revenues from kids buying lunch. And we get, as a community, used any of the general appropriation to help us out. So that's what I will be recommending. I don't think we can stay in the black solely through the $2.50 that we collect from kids. $2.50 isn't a whole lot of money these days when our, this is all what I was going to be talking about next. Just transportation alone, if we pay the transportation surcharges to our food suppliers, has gone up 100% in the last 2 years. So there are a lot of forces that, you know, with your grocery bill, how that has changed in recent years. So again, if we're in our 3rd year, it's not too unusual to be looking at an increase. But back to your point about point-of-sale systems, the full-fledged systems allow parents also to go online and deposit money in their child's food service account, K through 12, and look to see what their child has been buying.
Well, my question is, do they somehow eventually save money over time? I don't know the answer, not being an expert at any of that area, but is there any kind of cost savings over time that result if you have the systems?
The vendor, this may not be what would be a driving force for us. One of the selling points from the vendors is that your sales go up because instead of giving your child $2.75 per day, the child is in effect using a charge account.
Right.
So it allows the child a little more freedom to possibly add to their purchase.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, without any cookies for dessert.
Right,
I mean,
right,
what are they
exactly.
going to buy?
Right.
More vegetables?
Some fresh fruit, maybe.
We don't have to worry about that in
Fresh
our
fruit.
town.
That's right. Fresh fruit. I just wanted to raise it because it sounded, I wasn't familiar with the systems at all, and it just sounded pretty interesting that I think Amesbury may have, or Linfield I think may have that system. It just sounded pretty
Well,
interesting.
we have the opportunity to deposit money.
Well, not online.
No, not online.
Not online. Our current POS system only exists at the high school, and yes, you can get a printout of what your child has purchased, but not through online. You have to call the food service director and say, give me a printout on Johnny. So that is possible.
How many people are going to be
But
doing
you
that?
can deposit money and have the kids
Yes,
go through
you
and
can
charge
do
their
that.
account.
Yes, you can. Sorry, you can. And some parents, there are parents who actually provide lunch money for the entire year. So it's just not electronic at this point. That's certainly a goal for food service, is to have a K through 12 point of sale system, because you can also do dietary restrictions on it and the full range of what technology will provide now.
Okay.
You know, I know many people would like us to have a self-supporting system, but, you know, we supplement athletics, so we certainly can supplement kids' lunches. And you can always play around with it to make it self-sufficient. If, you know, the athletic director's salary is in the school budget, not the athletic user account. So, you know, that's just another way of budgeting the accounts. If we're supporting that salary out of the fees, then that's skewing the numbers. So.
Here's the other question I have, and this is no reflection on Chartwell's or the service they provide, but how do you, I actually have a friend who runs the food service department in Danvers, for the Danvers school system. And so he's always talking to me about, oh, it's great that, you know, it's self-contained within the school system, but yet most districts seem to hire out, that service or bring a company in. How do you do you look at that every few years and say, geez, would it make sense to bring it back in-house, or is it to a point now where it would be too difficult to ever bring it back in-house?
Well, it's an outstanding question, and one that's discussed by districts all across the state all the time. And you know, if I was to give you the brief answer to the question, and it's a discussion that could be much longer than this, but one of the reasons, I'll give you a couple quick pluses and minuses. One of the positive reasons you hire a food service management company is because you have what is considered professional management. Are there when you're bringing in the resources of an international company, which by the way is also providing the food service for the Beijing Olympics this year,
Yeah.
you know, you're bringing in the resources of that company for health and wellness, menu planning. They can bring consultants in, and they do all the time for various reasons. And some of the Chartwell staff has been active in the superintendent's food and nutrition advisory committee this year. And I think there's been benefits to that. There's one plus. A second plus is you also have the benefits of the buying power of an international organization. I can assure you that the costs that Chartwell brings to the fore for produce, meat, dairy is a heck of a lot better than if just North Reading was buying all of those items. There are better connections with government subsidies too that Chartwell negotiates. We don't pay anything for our turkeys because we get government subsidized turkeys every year as a result of volume buying. On the other side, it would be less expensive to hire a town employee to manage food service because the costs of the fringe benefits wouldn't be charged against the school budget. It's still paid for by the town, but wouldn't be in our general appropriation. It would be on that side there.
Right. Right, from one pocket to the other.
Exactly, exactly. But you know that I think also with Chartwell, and this has happened before 2 years ago, we were given a food service supervisor that we were not pleased with, and as a result of my discussions with Chartwell's management hierarchy, I said, I'm sorry, this isn't working out. We are looking for another supervisor. And in 7 days we had one. If that was a town employee, we would have other ways of dealing with it. But there are some benefits to third-party management in terms of flexibility sometimes. There are two sides to that question, and that question could be developed further.
Okay.
My former company did a lot of the privatization kind of thing, and they did management of public works departments and a raft of other kinds of things. Started out by operating wastewater plants and water plants, but it really expanded. One of the things that my experience and being on the inside, I could see how this all played out, is that this kind of an arrangement where you basically have one person from the outside company getting the benefit of the buying power, getting the benefit of the technology, is a real boon for the community. And in every community we dealt with, they made out like bandits on it. It really worked to their advantage.
Makes sense.
In the overall.
Right.
And, you know, moving money from one pocket to the other, it's the town's
Right, the town's money.
budget
Right.
we're dealing with.
Right. Nice stuff. Thank you, Carl. Next meeting is July 21st. We normally meet once a month in the summer, although I know David has put an August 4th meeting on here in case we need that. It's a tentative meeting. And then August 25th is the next officially scheduled meeting. The other question I have is, don't we do our planning session in August for the next year? Everybody's looking at me.
Goal session?
Our goal session?
We were hoping David forgot about it.
Cliff will be out on a boat. Maybe we can do one on one of Cliff's boats or something. I don't know.
I hope that that's an August 4th meeting is truly tentative.
Yeah, I think that'll be.
Non-existent.
I think that'll be tentative. I don't, unless something comes up, I don't see it. We usually get by with once a month in the.
Yeah.
But I think that's the other thing we need at our next meeting. We should discuss dates for that August goal setting meeting. Anything else?
It'd be nice if it was close to the other August.
Yes, the August 25th. Yes.
Maybe right after.
Pressure there, Cliff.
Well,
I hear you.
fuel is expensive
Yeah, I hear
this
you.
year.
Yeah, you're going back and forth, I know. At this time, we have a need for an executive session for the purposes of discuss collective bargaining and litigation, and we'll return to open session to adjourn. Can I have a motion to do so?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mrs. Davis, I'll give the second to Mr. Bowers. Mrs. Davis?
Aye.
Mr. Bowers?
Aye.
Mrs. Vaca?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Thank you. We're gonna run back to David's office.
You, I know.
We really going out after? Yeah?
Yeah.
As long as it's not raining.
Did you hear from Jerry at all? No.
I can't, I forgot to do my allergy medication before I left for the meeting.
I'm gonna die.
Back to that.
Well, my guy at school,
That one.
he manages the